Hi everyone! Welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about our K1 visa journey step by step. I'm not an expert to be detailed sa lahat ng mga processing sa K1 visa, pero I just want to share to you guys my experiences, kung ano ba yung mga ginawa namin ng aking asawa sa fiancé visa nung nasa Pinas pa ako. So let's forward to the first step. So before that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ano ba yung K1? K1 allows a United States citizen to bring a fiancé to the United States for the purpose of marriage and becoming a lawful permanent resident. The petitioner must show that both parties are free to marry and intend to marry within 90 days of the foreign national's admission to the United States as a K1 non-immigrant. Generally, the U.S. citizen and the fiancé must have met each other in person during 2 years before filing the petition. So, first step ng K1 visa is magsasubmit yung petitioner mo ng I-129 form packet sa USCIS. So, before kayo mag-file for your K1 fiancé visa, you have to make sure that you guys already met 2 years before filing K1 visa. And much better kapag first meeting nyo is mag-take kayo ng picture, madami as possible with your friends and family because you needed that for the first step in K1 visa, which is yung petitioner mo, magsasend siya ng I-129 packet sa USCIS. And example ng packet namin na sinend namin sa USCIS nung first filing namin. So, ito yung I-129 petition form alien fiancé. So, naka-folder siya. Tapos lahat, nakalagay dyan lahat ng mga requirements and proof of relationship na nag-meet kami within 2 years before filing. And nakalagay yung petitioner's name and beneficiary's name. So, yung next page is yung nakalagay lahat ng mga requirements kung ano ba yung nasa folder. So, first is personal check for 535, payment of submission, I-129 form completed form, beneficiary 2x2, US visa size. Yan po yan yung US visa size sa passport style photo. Pang-apat, birth certificate of beneficiary. Tapos yung passport biographic photo ng beneficiary. Tapos yung beneficiary baptismo certificate nakalagay dyan kasi may backup support for my birth certificate kasi medyo blurred yung ibang nakalagay sa PSA birth certificate. So, you don't have to include that. So, pero sa amin, in-include namin. Beneficiary letter of intent to marry, petitioner petitioner 2x2 US visa picture, petitioner birth certificate, petitioner passport biographic page, petitioner letter of intent, declaration of having met in person within the past 2 years, evidence of plane tickets and hotel receipts, circumstances of first meeting and ongoing relationship, yung nakalagay nakaprint yung mga chat logs namin, screenshots, video call namin, gift photos, and lastly, G1145 e-notification form. So, yun yung sinend namin na packet sa USCIS. So, that was March 10, 2023 nung nag-first kami nag-file ng K1 visa. So, after the next 4 days, na-receive ng asawa ko yung receipt from USCIS, which is NOAA 1. So, na-receive namin yung NOAA 1 namin. And then, the next step 3 is yung pinaka-crucial na step is yung paghihintay for NOAA 2, which is sa case namin was 10 months yung hinintay namin for NOAA 2. And also, before kami na-approve, we got RFE. So, we'll talk about RFE in the next video. So, we got approved NOAA 2 January. I can't really specifically tell you the date kung kailan, pero January siya, January 2024. So, after that, step 4 is naghintay kami na isend ni USCIS yung case namin sa National Visa Center or tinatawag nilang NVC. So, within 22 days na paghihintay, yung aming case na create na ni NBC and naka-receive na si petitioner ko ng NBC case number na kailangan for the next step, which is step 6, nag-case in transit na yung aming case, and step 7, nag-case ready na siya. So kapag mag-case ready, you can pay for your MRB slip sa Manila. Magbabayad ka, di ba? Kasi yung ibang country, iba din yung mga steps nila kung ano yung paano yung K1 visa. So, sa base sa experience ko, nagbayad ako ng MRB slip sa RCBC, nagprint ako ng MRB slip, and then nagbayad ako sa RCBC ng 15,370. Tapos niyan, nakuha ko na yung receipt. Yung receipt needed mo yan. Kailangan mo yan itago. Wag mong itapon or something kasi kailangan mo yung resibo niya sa interview sa US Embassy. So after that, nagbayad na ako ng MRB slip. Gumawa ako ng DS-160. Yung DS-160 ko, nag-fill out ako ng form online. And then, print out ko yung DS-160 confirmation. Kailangan niya sa the next step. And then, nagawa din ako ng CGI account para makaset ka ng appointment mo sa US Embassy interview. So, yan yung step 8 natin. And then, yung include na mag-set ka ng appointment for your medical and yung for your interview. So, yung ginawa ko is medical muna ako, which was my medical was kailan ngayon? February 28, 2024, but sadly, na-delay, na-sputum ako sa medical ko sa St. Luke's. Tapos, nag-wait ako ng 2 months. So, sa medical naman, ano yung mga requirements na dinala ko sa medical? So, ito yung mga requirements na dinala ko sa medical. Select confirmation appointment, medical fee na 18,540 pesos, interview confirmation appointment if applicable, original passport, 2 photocopies bio-page passport, 4 copies of 2x2 US visa size, MVC letter if applicable, ready status screenshot, any medical records if applicable, and COVID vaccination card if applicable. If may K2 ka, ito yung mga requirements for your K2 na isasama mo sa medical. So na-plug ako for my medical and I waited for 2 months. So, after 2 months na paghihintay sa St. Luke's sa results ko sa medical, nag-interview na ako sa US Embassy, Manila, May 21, 5:30 o'clock in the morning. And ito yung mga requirements na dinala ko sa embassy. Sa K1 interview appointment, DS-160 confirmation, MRB slip, medical brown envelope result. Kung nakapasa ka within 1 day, ito yung dadalhin mo yung medical brown envelope. Pero kapag sputum ka, hindi ka nadadala ng ganito kasi sila na yung magpo-forward sa US Embassy ng yung result. 2 copies of 2x2 US visa, original passport, original NBI, get NBI AKA if you use a different name on any official documents. Original PSA Sinomar, death certificate, divorce decree if applicable, original PSA birth certificate, police clearance if you stayed 6 months or more abroad, LCR, baptismal, TOR, Form 137, and any old IDs if you are late registered. And lastly, proof of relationship. Sa petitioner naman, ito naman yung dinala ko. I-134 affidavit support with signature original or photocopy. Recent IRS transcript return. Recent W-2 if employed. 1099 if retired, self-employed. Divorce decree if more than once divorced. Criminal court of records if applicable. Tapos ito naman yung sa K2. So yun yung dinala ko sa interview ko. Tapos I got a proof of my interview. And after interview, nakuha ko yung visa ko and may yellow packet within 4 days. Pinick up ko sa MOA. Pwede ka mag-pick up, pwede ka ding mag-delivery. Depende sa'yo kung ano yung gusto mo. So, after that, May 28, 2024, nag-CFO appointment ako and I got my CFO certificate. Yung lahat ng process namin is inabot siya ng 1 year and 2 months. So, nakarating ako dito sa US June 19, June 18 yung flight ko, galing Manila to JFK, New York. So, nakadating ako dito June 19. So, 1 year and 2 months. Hindi naman siya matagal, pero worth it naman. And madaming experiences, madami din nalalaman, madami din ako natutunan sa mga experiences na yun. So, I hope nakatulong ito and sana niintindihan nyo yung mga explanation ko and wish ko lang na yung lahat na undergo medical interview, sana maging smooth din yung yung processing. And makakapunta din kayo dito sa US and makakapiling din yung partner nyo. Just be patient, dasal lang parate, tapos be strong to each other. So, yun lang talaga. So, thank you guys for watching and have a good day, everyone.